everyone, I am Cruzella Angie Agustin from Group 4. Today we will discuss about the evolution of computer. Let me start with the introduction. A computer is an electronic device that processes data, provides useful information, stores and retrieves data. It can be used for tasks like creating presentations, typing documents, editing videos, online banking, and browsing the web. It also helps us understand the evolution, function, characteristic, and classification of computers. Sa madaling salita, ang computer is sa mga gamit na nagpapadali ng ating gawain. Kaya nitong mag-imbak ng napakaraming impormasyon, kaya din nitong gumawa ng mga presentations, online banking at yung tinatawag natin ng mga documents. Sa pag-aaral ng computer, matututunan natin kung paano nga ba ito nagsimula, ano ang kayang gawin nito, at matatalakay din natin dito yung uri at katangian ng isang computer. Now that I've given a simple introduction about computer, let's proceed to the next part, which is what is computer? Ang computer ay isang makina na tumatanggap ng datos, pinoproseso at nagbibigay ng resulta. Ang salitang computer ay galing sa Latin na ang ibig sabihin ay mag-compute. Gumagana ito gamit ang software at hardware, at si Charles Babbage ang tinatawag na ama ng computer.
So, we have the benefit of computers. It can boost productivity. Having a computer boosts your output for instances. You can quickly and simply write, edit, store, and print documents after you have a basic understanding of a word processor. Second, it can connect to the internet. It gives you access to the internet so you may utilize social media platforms, send emails, explore content, and obtain information among other things. Third, storage. We can keep a lot of information on a computer. Fourth, organize information and data. It lets you arrange your information in addition to storing it. Fifth, it enhances your skill. If you struggle with spelling and punctuation, it helps you write in English. Sixth, it helps those people who has a physical disabilities. It can be utilized to assist those with physical disability. For example, Stephen Hawking, who was mute, spoke through a computer by installing specialized software that allows them to read what is on the screen. It can also assist blind individuals. Seventh, it keeps you entertained. You can play games, view movies, listen to music, and more on the computer.
The report discusses the four fundamental functions that are crucial for any digital application or system: the input function, data processing function, output function, and data storage function. This function works together to enable system or computer to capture, process, present, and store data. Input function. This function involves capturing and entering data into a system through various means, such as keyboards, scanners, sensors, microphones, and touchscreens. Data processing function. This function involves transforming raw data into a meaningful information through calculations, data analysis, sorting, filtering, and classification. Output function. This function involves presenting processed data in a usable format through displays, printers, speakers, projectors, and notifications. Data storage function. This function involves holding and retaining data in a digital format through hard drives, solid-state drives, flash drive, cloud storage, and databases. Understanding this function is essential for developing, designing, and using technology effectively. By knowing how this function works together, individual can design more efficient system, develop more effective app, use technology more productively, and make informed decisions based on data insights. In summary, the report highlights the importance of four fundamental functions of digital system: the input function, data processing function, output function, and data storage function. By understanding this function, individuals can better appreciate the complexities of digital system and more informed decisions about technology use and development.
Characteristic of a computer. Number 1 is speed. As you know, computer can work very fast. It takes only a few seconds of calculation that we take hours to complete. You will be surprised to know that computer can perform millions, instruction, and even more per seconds. Ang computer ay napakabilis magtrabaho. Kaya nitong matapos ang calculation ng ilang segundo lamang na kung ang tao ang gagawa ay maaaring aabot ito ng oras o araw. Pangalawa ay ang accuracy. The degree of accuracy of computer is very high and very calculation is performed with the same accuracy. The errors in computer are due to human and inaccurate data. Ang computer ay laging tama ang resulta kapag may mali, maaaring dahil ito sa maling data na nailagay ng tao. Pangatlo, diligence. A computer is free from tiredness, lack of concentration, fatigue, etc. It can work for hours without creating any errors. If millions of calculations are to be performed, a computer will perform every calculation with the same accuracy. Ang computer ay hindi napapagod. Kahit ilang oras o kahit ilang segundo at kahit paulit-ulit ang trabaho nito, ay pareho pa rin ang resulta at walang mali. Pang-apat, versatility. It means the capacity to perform completely different types of work. You may use your computer to prepare payroll slip. Next moment, you may use it for inventory management or to prepare electric bills. Ang computer ay napakadaming trabaho ang kaya niyang gawin, kagaya na lamang ng pag-manage ng inventory at paggawa ng mga electric bills. Panglima ay ang power of remembering. Ang computer ay kaya mag-imbak ng napakaraming impormasyon na kahit kailan o kahit ilang taon pa ang lumipas ay pwede pa rin itong buksan. Pang-anim ang no IQ. Sinasabi dito na ang computer ay hindi makakakilos kung walang user ang gagamit sa kanya. Pang-pito ay ang no feeling. Ang computer ay walang emosyon kaya hindi ito napapagod kaya patuloy pa rin ito sa kanyang gawain. Panghuli ay ang storage. Ang computer ay may memory na pwede mong pag-imbakan ng napakaraming impormasyon. Bukod pa dito, pwede kang gumamit ng mga USB para madala mo yung ibang files sa ibang computer kung gugustuhin mo.
First, let's discuss about the history of computer. The first one from the history of computer is abacus. Abacus is an ancient manual tool with a frame of beaded rods used for counting and performing calculation, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and addition. Each column beads represent a place value like ones, tens, hundred. Beads are moved toward a central bar to represent number with a specific movement, indicating a specific value. The second one is Napier bones. Napier bones are mechanically calculating device invented by John Napier to simplify multiplication and division through the use of number rods. The bones are stripped of wood, metals, and other materials marked with the digit at the top and multiplication table for the digit below. Split diagonally by aligning the rods corresponding to the numbers being manipulated and adding the result along diagonal lines. Users could perform multiplication and division with the method also supporting the dissection and square root in advance. The third one is the Pascaline or the Pascal's calculator. Pascaline calculator was the first mechanical calculator invented by the French mathematician Blaise Pascal in 1642 to help his father with tax computation. This early ancestor of modern calculator used a system of the cog and gears to perform addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division. Achieved through repeated addition or subtraction, the machine featured input deals and output windows and mechanism for handling carries when one digit rolled over the next. The next one is the differential analyzer. A differential analyzer is a mechanical or electromechanical analog computer that solves differential equation by mechanical performing integration invented by the Vannevar Bush in the 1930s. It uses wheel and disc integrators to convert mathematical operation into continuous physical movement, providing a real-time graphical output of the equation solution. These complex devices were crucial for engineering and military applications before the advent of the digital computers with a vision built as late as the early 1950s. The Mark I or the Hazard Mark I, officially the automatic sequence controlled calculator, were a pioneering large-scale electromechanical computer completed in 1944. Designed by the Howard Aiken and built by IBM for the U.S. Navy, it was the first machine to automate complex sequential calculation, and it's considered by some to be start of the digital computing age. The Mark I is use mechanical elements like switch, relays, and routing shafts along with the paper tape for programming to perform its operation. Analytical engine was a proposed mechanical general computers designed by Charles Babbage in the 19th century. It was conceived as a vessel of more powerful sensor to his different engine and is considered as a crucial precursor to modern computers. Key features included an arithmetic logic unit, memory storage, control flow mechanism, and input-output mechanism using per punch card. Although never fully built during Babbage's lifetime, its design led and group work for many concepts in modern computing. Tabulating machine. A tabulating machine is an electromechanical device that reads data from punch card to automatically count, sort, and summarize information, significantly increasing efficiency compared to the manual methods invented by the Herman. These machines were used for the 1890 U.S. Census and were the key step in the early history of computing, eventually leading to the formation of. The next one is the steep reckoner, invented by the Goff friend William Leibniz, a mechanical calculator capable of performing all four basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, using a novel stepped cylinder or Leibniz wheel as its core component. This unique gear with teeth varying in length across in the surface allowed a single rotation performing any digit from 0 to 9, forming the basis of its calculation. Despite its innovation, design, mechanical problems, and fabrication limitations prevented it from working reliably to its step-drum principle become fundamental to calculator design for and
Generations of computers. The generations of computers refers to different stages in the development of computer technology. Each generation marks a major technological advancement, improving the computer size, speed, memory, and efficiency. First generations, 1946 to 1959. Technology use: vacuum tubes for CPU and memory. Characteristic: very large in size and expensive, slow and generated of heat. Required punch card for input and batch processing. Second generations, 1959 to 1965. Technology use: transistor replaced vacuum tubes. Characteristics: smaller, faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient than first generations. Use magnetic core memory and magnetic tapes, this for storage. Third generations, 1965 to 1971. Technology use: integrated circuits. Characteristics: much smaller and more powerful. Supported multitasking with operating system like time sharing and remote processing. Fourth generations, 1971 to 1980. Technology use: very large scale integrations. Introduce microprocessor, high-speed, compact, and affordable. Use real-time, time-sharing, and distributed OS. Supported advanced programming language C, C++, DBASE. Fifth generations, 1980 present. Technology use: ultra-large scale integrations, AI parallel processing. Characteristics: extremely powerful and compact. Millions of components on a chip. Designed for artificial intelligence and multitasking. Supports natural language processing, robotics, and expert system.
We have the classifications of the basis of purpose. First, we have general purpose computers. It is a variety of tasks that can be completed using general purpose computers. They are slow and inefficient, yet they can store massive programs. Second, we have the specific purpose computers. It is a computer with a specific purpose and are made to solve particular issues or carry out particular tasks. The machine has a built-in set of instructions.
Classification and the basic data handling. Number 1, analog computer. An analog computer is a form of computer that uses continuous physical phenomena such as electrical, mechanical, or hydraulic quantities to model the problem being solved. Ito naman yung paggamit ng tuloy-tuloy na signal kagaya na lamang ng kuryente or makina para mag-solve ng problema. Pangalawa, digital computer. A computer that perform calculation and logical operations with quantities presented as digits, usually in the binary number system. Ito naman yung gumagamit ng mga digits para mag-compute or di kaya mag-process ng mga data. Ang panghuli ay ang hybrid computer. Sa madaling salita, ito lamang yung pinagsamang analog at digital computer. Kaya nitong gumamit ng parehong signal kaya mas epektibo sa mas komplikadong gawain.
So first, let's discuss the classifications and the basis of size. Let's start with the supercomputers. These are the most advanced and capable computers, known for their high speed and processing power. They are costly and are used to specific tasks that demand extensive mathematical computations. For instance, predicting the weather requires the use of a supercomputers. Additional applications of supercomputers include generating animated graphics, performing fluid dynamic calculators, conducting a research in nuclear energy, and exploring petroleum resources. The primary distinction between a supercomputer and the mainframe is that a supercomputer focuses all its resources on executing a small number of programs as quickly as possible, while a mainframe, it utilizes its power to run multiple programs. Second, let's proceed with the mainframe computer. It is a highly large and costly computer designed to accommodate hundreds or even thousands of users at the same time. In the structure that begins with the basic microprocessors, like the ones we found in our watches, at the lowest level, and progress to supercomputers. In certain aspects, mainframes exhibit greater power than supercomputers due to their ability to handle more concurrent programs. However, supercomputers can process a single program at a faster rate than a mainframe. Second, let's proceed with the mainframe computer. It is a highly large and costly computer designed to accommodate hundreds or even thousands of users at the same time. In the structure that begins with the basic microprocessors, like the ones we found in our watches, at the lowest level, and progress to supercomputers. In certain aspects, mainframes exhibit greater power than supercomputers due to their ability to handle more concurrent programs. However, supercomputers can process a single program at a faster rate than a mainframe. Let's proceed with a small computer. It is in the middle size, both in terms of size and power. Between workstation and mainframes are mini-computers. However, the line separating small mini-computers from workstations and between large computers and small mainframe have become less clear in the last 10 years. However, a mini-computer is generally a multi-processing device that can accommodate 4 to 200 people at once. Fourth, we have the microcomputer or personal computer. It has desktop computer, which is a small personal computer that can fit on a desk. Second, laptop computer. It is larger than a notebook computer but smaller on a desktop computer. It is also a portable computer that has a built-in keyboard and screen. Third, we have a palm-top computer or digital diary or notebook or PDAs, a computer that it is small enough to fit in your hand. Although palm tops lack a keyboard, they do have a screen that can be used for input and output. Lastly, we have the workstation. It is a desktop computer or terminal connected to a network. In this sense, the term workstation simply refers to a user's computer, sometimes known as the client machine, as opposed to a server or mainframe.